Hello everyone. In the 1930s, the British Army reviewed its tank system, which consisted mainly of light and heavy tanks. We decided to develop tanks by dividing them into three categories: light tanks, cruise tanks, and infantry tanks. Among them, the cruise tank is a tank that emphasizes speed performance for pursuit, and the armor is thin accordingly. From Mk.I to Mk.IV, the maximum armor thickness was only about 15 millimeters. The weapon to be explained this time is the British Army cruiser tank Mk.VI Crusader. The cruiser tank series developed by the British Army all demonstrated excellent mobility. In 1939, the mood for war increased, and such thinly armored tanks were considered unsuitable for actual combat. The country commissioned a domestic company to build a new cruiser tank A-13 with a maximum armor thickness of 30 millimeters. However, as development progressed, this tank was found to have a terrible flaw. The peculiar radiator arrangement designed to meet military requirements burns the interior of the car. During operation, the temperature inside the car exceeded 40 degrees and it was not something that could be used in actual battles. However, the Army, which was worried about the performance of the engine installed in the new tank, as an insurance, I was promoting a similar cruise tank A-15 in parallel with another domestic company. Although this tank was designed as an enlarged version of the body of the later Covenanter, which was the favorite, development was completed in April 1940 by standardizing parts other than the engine. Equipped with a 50 caliber 2-pound tank gun on the main gun, this gun is the standard main gun of the same Army that has been adopted from the cruise tank Mk.I. Compared to the 37mm tank guns used in other countries at the same time, it has excellent penetration power. Only armor-piercing bullets without explosives are available, so they can't demonstrate their power against soft targets. A small number of close support types equipped with a 3-inch howitzer were also produced. This time, armor-piercing ammunition was not prepared and it was useless in anti-tank combat. This car has an extended body of the Covenanter and the turret has some changes to the mantling. Both are composed of armor plate rivet structure, and both have a maximum armor thickness of 40 millimeters. From the mid-1940s, additional steel plates were added to the front of the vehicle body, increasing the thickness to 49 millimeters. This made it possible to compete with the 5 centimeters tank gun of the German Army Panzer III. This car is equipped with a V-type 12-cylinder liquid-cooled gasoline engine 340 horsepower. It has a top speed of 60 km per hour and a range of 161 km. This engine is an American-made licensed product that has also been adopted for buses in the country. While demonstrating excellent mobility, oil leaks occurred frequently at high speeds. A limiter was installed to limit the speed from the middle, but the crew removed it without permission. As a result, many failures occurred, and it was described as a miracle if it can operate for 36 hours without any serious failures. Since this car shares many parts with the A-13 later Covenanter, development was quick. After all, when the prototype of this car was completed, the A-13 still could not solve the defect. The development of this vehicle is progressing smoothly, and the Army, which wants to strengthen its strength as soon as possible, orders 150 vehicles before adopting it. After that, the completed A-13 was adopted as a Covenanter and the A-15 as a Crusader. The mass-produced vehicle was put into actual combat from the North African front, but it was developed in a hurry to become a force. Many of the vehicles that were sent had initial defects, and about half of the vehicles that were put in were not useful. Furthermore, when it was introduced, its performance was already obsolete. Not only the opposing Panzer III, but also the Panzer IV equipped with a long barrel gun is unmanageable. From 1942, the Crusader Mk.III, whose main gun was replaced with a 6-pounder gun and enhanced firepower, it was mass-produced, but as a result of packing it into a small turret, the crew was reduced. While it became possible to destroy the Panzer III from a distance of 1,000 yards 914 meters, since the commander also served as a gunner, the actual combat power has rather declined. Although this vehicle has various defects, it is one of the few decent tanks for the British Army. While being improved, it continued to fight until the final battle in North Africa against Tunisia. After that, it was replaced by the successor Cromwell and the American Sherman, and North Africa will be removed from the frontline deployment at the same time as the German army was wiped out. This vehicle, which produced more than 5,000 cars in total, was remodeled into an anti-aircraft tank, etc. It was also introduced to the European counteroffensive operation and continued to be active until the end of the war. Thank you for watching.